change more. Know yourself and we will win this war. Too many problems, not enough solutions. You're in the equation, but you're nothing but a nuisance. A nuisance. We're gonna change your mind. Look inside yourself and find it. Find fear. Your life is over here. You want your faith from time, reaching out from the inside your face. Well, it'll disappear with years.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Legend of Combat Fight Night. My name is Colin Banks and we're coming off a ferocious pay-per-view. We're in a new chapter of Legend of Combat. Last week, Joe FR defeated Luke Power to become the new heavyweight champion, and that's not all. Body Snatcher defeated Sean Simpson to become the new lightweight champion via knockout. And before that, the Joker became the new bantamweight champion as he defeated champion James Crawford. We're in a new era and we've got a great night of fights ahead of you tonight. Kicking things off tonight, Cam McDonald makes his return to Legend of Combat as he takes on Blaze Simpson, who is set to make a great impact here tonight. And then after that, Voodoo will make his bantamweight debut as he takes on Steffi Steve. Steffi Steve's sick of losing and Voodoo is getting ready to fight. And in the main event, Cameron Dunn makes his second ever bantamweight fight after his victory a couple of weeks ago over LoC as he takes on former bantamweight champion Dan Crockford. And here we are, a heavyweight fight kicking things off here tonight. Cam McDonald set to take on that man in the fire swords, Blaze Simpson. He's got no relation to Sean Simpson, the former lightweight champion, and this one scheduled for 3 rounds. Blaze Simpson kicking things off with leg kicks immediately. And Cam McDonald, he's 3-1-2, but he's hoping to get his first one tonight. And Cam McDonald, he's a great heavyweight. We last saw him against Farsi Base, and that was a fight that went to the 3rd round. Before that, we saw him fight Luke Power. So he's had hard fights. Blaze Simpson set to make a great impression. And Legend come up with Cam McDonald missing a big head kick, but so does Blaze Simpson. And he's got a really badass name, Blaze Simpson. And he's got badass swords as well. Cam McDonald, of course, sporting the grey swords as he always does. And Blaze Simpson goes to the body. And Cam McDonald just not get off to the best start here. But he does check a leg kick. And he checks another leg kick. Blaze Simpson needs to be careful when throwing them off. And Cam McDonald goes for a big left hook. Doesn't quite get it. And he meets a 1-2 by Blaze Simpson. And a good head kick by Cam McDonald. That was terrifically timed by McDonald. And, heavyweight's not got too much depth to it. Oh, of course, we're still building the heavyweight division. Blaze Simpson's here tonight. So, there are more and more heavyweight names coming off every single week. But, I could slip by Cam McDonald. A good right hook landed by McDonald. He seems like a new man already. Oh, but he's been covered for a big uppercut. Welcome back, Cam McDonald. He's been sparked. Blaze Simpson is 1-0 in Legend of Combat with a tremendous right hook. I cannot believe what I just seen here as Blaze Simpson climbs to the top of the cage. What a win, what a right hook, what a knockout. Blaze Simpson, what a statement you have just made as he defeats Cam McDonald for a big right hook. Bantamweight time as Steffi Steve is back as he takes on debut opponent Voodoo. This is Voodoo's first ever fight in Legend of Combat, but I want to talk about Steffi Steve quickly. Steffi Steve, of course, being 1-2 in Legend of Combat. His win being against Tony Vincenzo by decision, and his 2 losses came from Jay Ruddock and Terrific Terrence. Terrific Terrence will be back in a 3 weeks' time. But man, Steffi Steve, he was off to a great win in his first ever fight, but he just lost his way a bit. And Voodoo here to fight as he's already applying the pressure to Steffi Steve. But Voodoo's been signed to Legend of Combat for a good few weeks now. He's been patiently waiting for an opportunity to come. And there's a card opening tonight and he just slotted himself right in there. And he's been matched up against Steffi Steve. Steffi Steve's opponents have always been new to Legend of Combat. He's never fought an established name as Steffi Steve. And he's fine with that. He's fine with fighting the fresh meat. Because if you don't get past Steve, how far can you go? Everybody asks, But Steffi Steve thinks he's more than a gatekeeper. Steffi Steve thinks he's a future champion. And you've got to respect the commitment that Steffi Steve has. You know, he's 1-2. He could be 2-2 tonight. Or he could be 1-3. And that's the last thing he wants. But, you know, things happen. As Reece Evans says, if you're not lost in this sport, you've not fought the right people. So, you know, it's an interesting point to be made. Of course, Reece Evans will be back next week at Rage in the Cage as he takes on Buffy Norma. That'd be great for that 0-2 lightweight fighter. And Voodoo landed a nice body kick there. And, you know, he's going to the body again. He might have seen the fight against Jay Ruddock when Jay Ruddock went to the body of Stiffy Steve. And, you know, as the Legend Combat Fight Night theme song goes, time changes, but people change more. You've got to think, it applies to Stiffy Steve. Look at what he looks like. What does he even look like now compared to his first ever fight? You know, he's had a moustache before, and now he's just had a big ponytail thing that is. And Fudo landed a terrific knee right to the head of Steve, and he landed another terrific knee to the head of Steve. And Stiffy Steve landed a spectacular spinning head kick there. It's always going down the Legend Combat every single week. Fights, action, knockouts, submissions. We've got it all here in Legend Combat. And we have champions, and there'll be 2 title fights next week. The bantamweight title will be on the line, and the lightweight title will be on the line as well. And that's going to be a terrific card. I cannot wait for that one. And like we just talked about, Reece Evans will be on that card. And it's just a great night to be a Legend Combat fan. The pay-per-views are always so incredibly stacked. You know, last week we had 3 title fights. This week we're going down to 2. And a big overhand as Rock Stiffy Steve, followed by a 1-2. Voodoo is on the right lines to furnish Stiffy Steve inside the opening round. 20 seconds left. Another 1-2 popped down the line into the face of Stiffy Steve. 10 seconds left. Can Voodoo get a furnace? He lands an overhand. Stiffy Steve in a world of danger. And a spinning back first landed by Steve. An overhand landed by Steve. And the bell goes. And we're going to look at the stats here. Yeah, it seems like it was a definite Voodoo round. But he has been cut open. I'm not too sure about Voodoo's tattoos. I don't know if I'm going to get them on myself. But, you know, you do you, Voodoo. And, you know, the eye is cut. Maybe Stiffy Steve just needs to really put more damage onto that. He just needs to jab. He just needs to really get that jab going. And that's the right eye. So if Stiffy Steve moves to southpaw, he can really do damage to that. He could really just put a left down the pipe to it. But obviously, you know, his right hand just works just as well, if not better. And Voodoo going to the body. Stiffy Steve lands up. But he's been stunned. Stiffy Steve has been stunned spectacularly. Don't say that one 10 times fast. SSSS. And a 1-2 has been rocked again. Stiffy Steve in danger, but he's not backing down as he throws a 1-2 off his own. And he lands another 1-2. Stiffy Steve is going to go out on a seal tail tonight if he is going to go out at all. Voodoo not playing around anymore. He's trying to furnish his stunner. He's trying to furnish his mince and totties. And a body kick. That's not Steve. The knee drops Steve. Can Voodoo get the finish? Voodoo's go for the ground and pound. And he does. Voodoo is 1-0 in Legend of Combat with a spectacular ground and pound. Congratulations, young man. Voodoo with the victory here tonight on Fight Night. And man, you've got to think who Voodoo calls out for his next fight. There's so many great people in bantamweight. You've got LoC Poole. You know, you've got Golden, who's in action next week against Jay Ruddock. Jay Ruddock's another great fight I would like to see. But well done, Voodoo, as you get your arm raised tonight. And just what a debut, what a statement. Stiffy Steve been 1-3 now, Voodoo 1-0. Did somebody say bantamweight main event? I sure did. And there's Dan Crockford in the white gloves, hoping to get them bloody, as he takes on Cameron Dunn. Cameron Dunn, of course, a former lightweight champion. Dan Crockford, former bantamweight champion. 2 former champions going at it. And you don't see this on Fight Night. You know, this could easily be a good pay for Conor McGregor. I straight! Dan Crockford's stunned. 20 seconds into this one. Dan Crockford's in incredible danger. And as Cameron Dunn slots an uppercut. And this is incredible action already. Into the main event of Fight Night. Cameron Dunn already laying it on Dan Crockford. And I can't believe what we just seen there. a big right hook by Dunn. And like I was saying, Dan Crockford, former bantamweight champion, two former champions going at it. This could be an easy co-main event to a pay-per-view. Easy. But we're seeing it here free of charge on fight night. And Cameron Dunn looks very different to what he did just a couple of months ago. But like the fight night intro says, time changed, but people change more. And that is so true. And a good lead uppercut landed by Dunn there. Crockford trying to get back in the win column, as last time we saw him, he lost his belt to James Crawford. And Dan Crockford goes down. He has went down, missing control. We have a problem. Cameron Dunn has uppercutted Dan Crockford out of his Adidas trainers. And Dan Crockford's in a lot of worry. If you're his team, you might be thrown in the towel any minute now. Cameron Dunn just trying to end it early in the first round. And this fight night's going to be very short. And Dan Crockford hits the octagon canvas yet again. And knee by Crockford. Crockford's not going down easy, but I think Crockford just needs to evaluate his game plan here. Of course, this one's scheduled for 5, so Dan Crockford could play the later game and just wait and see if Cameron Dunn does get tired. We've not seen Dunn tested for 5 rounds yet, but we've not seen anyone test for 5 rounds yet. But it'd be good to see a spinning elbow by Crockford, a good spinning head kick, and Dunn goes down. The fight is not over yet. Dan Crockford's already trying to bring it back. He's not letting Cameron Dunn go down without a fight. And this is incredible. If Cameron Dunn wins this one, you've got to think he'd be challenging for the bantamweight title. And Dan Crockford just comes back up after getting knocked down again. And he goes down again. Cameron Dunn should just be finishing the job. He should just really try and end it all here. And Cameron Dunn would rather not a walk-off KO. And I think he's going to try and get it here. As he slips another spinning head kick. And Crockford's still throwing shots. He's still throwing. Don't rule him out just yet. But Dunn's trying to close the gap here. 30 seconds left in the opening round. And a good overhand has sparkled. Dan Crockford, Cameron Dunn, you are next in line for the bantamweight championship. Wow! What a win. What a statement. Cameron Dunn will be challenging the Joker next Sunday for the bantamweight title. And next week's co-main event, the main event being Body Snatcher taking on Red Dot for the lightweight title. Can Cameron Dunn become a 2-weight champion? And that would be the first of a 2-weight champion in Legend of Combat history. That one will sell pay-per-views. And that's what it's all about. Cameron Dunn, unlucky Dan Crockford, you will be back. But Cameron Dunn getting his arm raised here tonight in the main event of Fight Night. Ladies and gentlemen, we're all out of fights. Join us next Sunday for Legend of Combat Rage in the Cage. Body Snatcher defends his Legend of Combat title as well as his undefeated streak 3-0 as he takes on Red Dot 2-0. And in the co-main event, the Joker will defend his bantamweight title for the first ever time against that man we just saw there, Cameron Dunn. That is an incredible card. Join us next week for that one. I've been Colin Mangs. You've been a fan of Legend of Combat, and we will see you next week for Legend of Combat Rage in the Cage.